All right, today is the big day. Johnny Somali's sentencing is about to be handed out. T-minus 1 hour as of me making this video, so I don't even know what the outcome is right now. So you're seeing me all kind of bubbly and excited because he could be facing many years in jail, which he rightfully deserves. I have made numerous videos talking about this degenerate plague that has swept across the globe, going on this intergalactic tour of knuckle sandwich consumption where he goes and he harasses people, spreads misery, and then eventually gets his ass beat. When he was in South Korea, things got a little more out of control than normal. He went full-blown fucking Insano style. He went Cro-Magnon brain and just committing crimes and then even doubling down to commit further crimes after being shown leniency and insulting them for being nice about it and not instantly throwing him in the slammer. He then repaid that generosity by doing more crimes and more unforgivable degeneracy, and all this for the sake of his dog shit content. He's a live streamer and his whole thing is just go around and be a nuisance. In South Korea, they weren't having it after he was terrorizing them for quite some time. Citizens even took it upon themselves to just beat him up whenever they saw him. They even had like a live Johnny Somali tracker. They literally had like a Modern Warfare 2 UAV online tracking this guy's movements, so that way when he was outside, they could just punch him. But clobbering Johnny Somali must be more addicting than heroin because people couldn't stop after just one. It's like a Lay's potato chip. You can't just have one, so they end up just kind of wailing on him because he is a complete defenseless little fucking worm who starts all of these fights, instigates all of these fights, and loses every single one of them without ever even getting a blow in there. He just gets knocked out, knocked on his ass, goes into the fetal position. Like, he's more familiar with the fetal position than he is on his own two legs. So anyway, he started getting beat up. He kept committing crimes over and over again, and then finally had his day in court, believing with his full chest that he wasn't going to be punished, that he wasn't going to jail, so he didn't take it seriously. He'd get drunk the night before, blackout drunk. He'd show up and make a mockery of the court. But slowly but surely, the reality started to set in that he might be spending years of his life behind bars in South Korea. All for his terrible live streams that no one actually even supported him on. He doesn't have any, like, actual fans. He has people that tune in to watch him ruin his life for their entertainment. So his life is completely pathetic. Like, no matter how you spin it, he lives probably one of the most pathetic lives you could possibly envision. My heart breaks for his parents that had to raise him into whatever he became, because I don't even know if it's their fault. I think he just got poisoned somewhere along the way with, like, clout and the other shit that he saw online, and then decided he wanted to be, like, the worst of the worst. I couldn't tell you, but anyway, he is about to be handed out his sentencing after all of the crimes for which didn't go so well for him, didn't go swimmingly in court like he thought they would. And now we're about to find out his sentencing. We're going to see how long he's going to be in jail for. I can't wait. Next clip you see will be after I learn what got passed down here in the judgment. This is one of those standing ovation type moments, sports fans. He's going to jail. Yep, he has just been sentenced to prison with labor. It's still so fresh right now that I don't know the duration. The news is still trickling in, but it did not go well. He was found guilty on all charges, including the deep fakes, which was one that he pled not guilty to. The others weren't really a surprise or anything, but they came in there and fucking slapped him around in there, it sounds like. I'm very curious to see what the duration is for his prison sentence, but probably not the result he was hoping for. I just have a hunch. Apparently, he has the opportunity to appeal within a week, which I assume this slimy douchebag will. I'm taking a guess. I'm not his lawyer or anything, but I'm assuming it's going to be a desperate claw to try and get some kind of leniency, which he has already shown numerous times. He washes his ass with leniency and will never actually learn his lesson. When he did this shit in Japan, and Japan showed him mercy, he insulted them for it, and then when he left Japan, he continued to insult them and then continued doing the exact same public disturbances and like the harassment and the crimes and shit he continued to do after they showed him some leniency. So I hope that he is not granted any leniency here in his case in South Korea. It doesn't seem like he is, because he has now formally been sentenced to prison with labor. And I am salivating. I am sat in my seat like it's the fucking Super Bowl, just waiting, watching on bated breath to see how long he is going to jail for. Because with all of the charges and all of the crimes that he has been found guilty for, this could be many years. Like, it could potentially be a large chunk of his life spent behind bars in South Korea now, all from his obsession with clout through being a live stream asshole, a public nuisance streamer. He dedicated his life to just making everyone else's life around him miserable for his content, and now it's finally looking like justice is being served. So, I'm still waiting to see how long he will be spending in prison. Oh, I forgot to mention another component here. Not only will he be going to prison with labor for however long he'll be spending there, he is also now being registered as an offender. Now, I was trying to read up on that, but I'm not entirely sure what that means exactly, if that's like a separate designation for Johnny Somali in the prison itself. If it is, I imagine that will make all the prisoners in there hate him as well, and I imagine he will be finding himself in an all too familiar situation of getting his ass beaten in there too, which maybe that's what he prefers. He's probably become so used to his face being bruised and swollen and bloody that it probably feels weird that he hasn't had his nose caved in the last year that this has been going on. So he's probably looking forward to that experience again. It's probably what he cherishes most, because that's what he's dedicated his life to. Instigating fights, being hated, being a punching bag for everyone. Alright, I've seen one Korean article that is claiming that Somali has been sentenced to 6 months in prison with labor. The details aren't fully confirmed. It's right now just one article right now. Now, from what I was reading, they recommended 3 years in prison with labor as well as a fine. Now, as of now, it's not fully confirmed, but if that is the real sentencing, I would be kind of surprised, because they found him guilty on all of the charges. Like, serious ones. Charges that, according to the law, could carry many years' worth of jail. And the recommendation was 3 years. So I thought, okay, maybe they won't do the full 3 years, but it'd be like a year or something. But not even that. 6 months. I bet Johnny Somali thinks that he's getting off with a W. And according to people that were there, he wasn't remorseful and actually seemed pretty optimistic about it, when they were putting him in handcuffs. So maybe it really is 6 months. And again, to him, I don't think that's enough. He's not going to learn his lesson or anything. When he gets out, I imagine he's going to go right back to this shit in another country. That's what he does. He's already proven that. He spent 3 months in a Japanese jail. And then the second that he got out, he started insulting Japan, giving them the middle finger, saying fuck you, all that kind of thing, saying that they're weak, and just went to South Korea and started doing all of it all over again, even more so, going even more hog wild. So 6 months isn't that much more. I don't think that's going to change him. I'm very surprised if they really did take it that easy on him. Again, it's not fully confirmed yet. I'm going to keep waiting for more to come in, but that is looking like what the ruling is. Alright, more news has now settled. It is indeed a 6-month sentence, pending appeals from both sides here. So, could be more, could be less. I imagine it'll probably stay at 6 months. Another tidbit is that he does have that sex offender status now for 5 years. So he's got 6 months in jail in the slammer with labor, and will be a registered sex offender for 5 years in South Korea, as I understand it, according to the articles I read. So it's still a W that he's going to jail, but I don't really think that this punishment is going to do anything to make him stop doing this shit. I think his behavior will continue the second he's out. Like I said, he already spent 3 months in a jail in Japan, and then the second he got out, fucking Pandora's box was opened once again. He went right back to the same content and then some. 6 months, it's not the biggest difference, so I really do think that he is probably cheering. He is probably pumping his fist, celebrating that they went so far under the recommended sentencing of 3 years. But it is what it is. It is still, at the end of the day, good that Johnny Somali is going to jail at all. That's great news. So that'll be 6 months with Johnny Somali in the slammer. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.